Hi, this is Ruth Brunner, and today is August 26, 2021, and I'm here with Larry Jacoby, who has been interviewed before for the Windsor-Severance Historical Society, but today we're going to talk specifically what he knows about the Dickey Homestead and what's going to become the Halfway House Homestead Park here in Windsor. So Larry, give us your full name, any nicknames you had, date of birth, place of birth.
My full name is Larry James Jacoby, and I was born April 1st, 1944.
Okay, here in Windsor or
yes,
at the hospital?
Oh, in Windsor. They had a hospital here in Windsor, and that's where I was born, here in Windsor, their hospital.
So you're 79 years old?
77.
77, oh my goodness. And we're here at the Columbine Assisted Living, sitting outside.
Yeah.
And on a lovely day. So let's tell, the project that they're doing on the Dickey house, what do you remember about the Dickey house, and how did that come into, I always do it as the Jacoby farm.
Yeah, well, we always did the Jacoby farm too then, later on. Well, you know, that, as I remember as a kid, my folks used to go over and play cards with Gladys and George Onstadt. And I was small, and so I usually laid on the couch or something, you know, and stuff. And I remember that house. Everything was so old in that house. They had light bulbs in there, but they never had no shades on the light bulbs. You know, they just had a light bulb here and a light bulb there, and some real old curtains and some. They didn't spend a penny on anything. I think they were really tight, and I mean that's the way they were through everything. I mean that's, and so, but I know. See, my grandpa came over in 1910, and they lived on the North Farm. There's another farm just across from the Jacoby Road, and that's where they lived, my grandpa, and that's where the Jacobys grew up. My dad and his brothers and aunts was along the railroad track there. See, now the old man Dickey owned that farm too. And he owned the one we're talking about, and so I know that because that's where I remember they used to thrash beans on that place, and I was out in the field a lot watching them and stuff, and that's it's kind of interesting because we had that real bad snowstorm. I don't know if that was in '49 or not, but I was real small, and they had two workhorses in the corral, and these snow drifts came way over the fence, you know, and them horses, they never did go up that snow drift and out. They just stayed right there in the corral, and I just was curious about that, you know. But
so did you ever live in the Dickey house?
No, I didn't live in that house, no, because then when my folks lived up on the corner house, west side, and that's where I grew up, in that house there. And so, anyway, then Gladys and George, they lived down there in the old house, you know, the Dickey house, and I just remember George, you know, that lawn was so big down there, you know, at that time. And he had a lawnmower that was in two different, he had it where it was cutting, and then he had a steering over here, and he'd go like this, you know. It's interesting watching him cut that lawn, you know. I was always watching him when I was down there. And, but that was interesting, and in that one shed there, in that one, before we built that big one, we kept the sugar beet diggers in there.
Uh-huh.
These were one-row beet diggers. They bolted on the side of your tractor, and then the cart was separate, see? And they'd cut them here, and they'd go up the chain and up that little elevator and dump on a picking table. And then the guys would pick the clods out and throw them away. And so that's, and then when we took them off at the end of beet harvest, we usually had two of them running at the same time. So we took all the front parts off and we stuck everything in that shed that used to be a horse barn because it still had the stalls in it and stuff. And that's where we put all them. And then the carts we drove around and put them behind that old granary that was about ready to fall over.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's where we kept the carts at. And, you know, by the way, my grandpa, when he come over here, he first plowed with a horse. Yeah, and my cousin asked him, well, why are you plowing with a horse? Well, he says, that's the only way I know how because we did that in Russia. See, he didn't want no tractor. He was walking behind the horse.
Wow.
You know, so, but, yeah, and Gladys was really nice. I mean, she was good. And, my dad farmed that for them for years. I can't remember now how many years, but he was on that farm for years and years. So that's...
What year did the Gladys and her family pass away, or did they have children?
Well, they didn't have children. I think George passed away. I can't remember what year it was,
Okay.
you know. And then Gladys, she, let's see, I was married in 67. I think Gladys passed away, I think, in about 69 or 70 or 71, somewhere in there, because but we had taken her, me and my dad, taken her to Bonnell and Greeley, so that's where she stayed, because we had to get all its clothes and all that stuff, and we put her over there, and then later on she passed away over there at Bonnell and Greeley.
And then she left the farm to your dad? Or?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite a...
Because he always helped her do things, you know, business things and all that stuff, yeah.
Did that farm, so for people, a point of reference, it's County Road 15 north of Main Street in Windsor. Did it run all the way to where King Soopers is, or did it start on the other side of the ditch?
Now see, 392 just came out to the Road 15. That was the end of 392.
Uh-huh.
And most of the neighbors that lived up above the hill, they had to go around and go right past our old house where I lived and go around that way and go up because there was no road there.
There was no road, and that's the address is, it's now Jacoby Road, right?
Yes,
It's kind
yes.
of the backside of...
Yeah, it's the backside of Jacoby Road. I kind of got some
Beyond
influence.
Grandview Elementary.
Yeah, I got a little influence on that Jacoby Road, so that's why.
That's nice.
Yeah, because I wanted it to be for my grandpa and my dad and my brother.
Yes. So you had how many brothers?
Just one.
Just one, Norman?
Yeah. Yeah, and
And he had polio. What year did he get polio?
Oh, I don't
How old
remember
was he?
all them years, but I mean, see, he rode a calf and got bucked off a calf, broke his arm.
Okay.
And then that polio set in there on that arm.
So, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Because now we're, in the second year of the COVID
Yeah.
strain and that. So what do you remember about what did they have to do to treat his polio, Norman's polio?
Oh, I don't know. They went down to Denver, to them, in the hospital down there. And I was kind of small then, and I don't remember. All I remember is being out in the car waiting for him to come back, They were in the hospital and treating him and stuff.
All right. So then Norman lived in the Dickey house?
Yeah. See, then, he got married there and then he got divorced, and then he married to Margaret. Yeah.
Okay. And then who set up that should be given? Did Norman agree that it should be given as a park to the town of Windsor?
I suppose I don't know. I suppose Margaret probably, or one of her. So they were talking. They had mentioned something to me about it one time, long time ago.
Okay.
So that's fine.
Well, it's happening.
Yes,
I mean,
it's good.
it's now
It's good.
being restored, and
Yeah.
and they're working on grants to get that restored
Yeah.
and make it a museum,
Yeah.
but a park for people in the neighborhood.
That'd be nice.
That would be.
That really would be nice.
Be a lovely tribute to Gladys. So you
Yeah.
never knew the Dickeys, right?
No, I was too young to
You were
know
too
them.
young.
Yeah.
Do you remember your dad telling any stories
Well,
about them?
I do, but that I can't remember them either. I mean, that's been a long time ago, and
Sure.
can't remember.
Well, the halfway house was started. It was Hiltonville was the name of that little town, and it was the little behind the Dickey house is the building they're restoring because it was a stagecoach stop on the Overland Trail spur.
That's what I hear. Yes.
Yeah. You in what year? 1870 something. You weren't riding on it?
No.
No. What year did the railroad come through there? Because that kind of closed down the need for the Overland Trails.
Oh, I don't know. I never did go back in that history and look.
Well, you might need to be brushing
should.
up on that.
I should go back and go through that. Well, I was going to, but this comes up, that comes up. I'm busy. I want to do this and do that, and then I forget this. And yeah.
Well,
But,
God willing, with everything, you'll live long enough to see it restored as a museum.
Boy, that's nice.
And a place there. So, anything else you remember about the house itself? Because I can hold up a picture that they're restoring it.
I know. See my folks moved down there. I don't even remember what year.
Can you show the picture?
Yeah, here.
And that's one that you had in your book that they added.
Yeah, I got the same picture. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That is,
So,
isn't it?
That's
and back in the back there's supposed to be an old buggy back there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, can't hardly see it.
Yeah.
Make it out, but it looks kind of like a buggy.
And you can see, if people go by now, they've enclosed the porch, but they're going to restore it back with the porch not being, with the posts and this outdoor front porch.
Yeah, I used to, when I could come in at noon and see my wife was that beautician,
Uh-huh.
And so I'd usually eat lunch by my mom's down there, and then I'd always take a nap in the porch. I'd always sleep in the porch.
Oh, you'd sleep inside the front porch.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because this is what it looks like now.
Yeah.
I mean, before they restore it. So that's what you remember,
Well,
huh?
see, that was built on there. Yeah, when my folks were there, we had built that on there.
Oh, they...
A little better. See, that was a little smaller, but they built that a little. Added a little more feet to it.
Yeah.
So they could put, I don't know, an extra wash machine in there and stuff.
So you can look through any of those pictures and tell me stories about them.
Well, I really... Well, see, they added this here for Norman, this here.
Okay.
That ramp, that was for Norman. Yeah. But I know that cherry tree was right there, too. That one tree's a cherry tree.
Oh, it's yum.
Both of them? Yeah. Well, we had a bench laying there and sitting there, and then we'd come in, take a pop break, and we'd go get a pop and sit there.
Pop break.
And drink it while we was working.
Uh-huh.
Well, my dad always did like that, too, because in that way he'd sit with us guys and the hard men and stuff. And we just got to know what's going on.
Yeah. Even when he was too old to farm, he
Yeah,
could
yeah.
supervise his sons,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah, I had to know what's going on. Yeah, I remember working on the well a few times. You know,
The drinking well or the
no, the
water?
irrigate the
Irrigate the
lawn.
crops.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
to irrigate the lawn.
yeah. I done some work there, and
What did they do for drinking water?
they had a cistern there. But then Northwell came in there pretty early. I don't remember what year. The Northwell went all the way and this way and that way, and then everybody had. But we all had cisterns and all them hand pumps, you know, in the kitchen. Yeah.
How did you fill up your cistern? Did you go
To the town here and
Town
got
hall?
the water.
at the
Yeah.
old town hall? where-
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Get it there. Yeah. No, see, I never was. You know, I think I was up here. My dad sent me up here on the roof to patch some shingles too. Now that I remember looking at this. Yeah. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah. That old house. But that's pretty good. Well, there's some old stuff to paint. Well, yeah, it probably does need a lot of work, that house, yeah.
Well, they're hoping to take the asphalt siding off of it and
Yeah.
go back to the original wood. I mean,
Yeah, that would be neat.
because that would restore it to the way it looked.
Yes, that would be neat. Yeah.
So if you see a picture that interests you, you can hold it up. Did you
Well-
ever play in the little halfway house? That's what they nicknamed
Well-
it because we were halfway from Windsor to
Yeah,
Fort
we
Collins and
put
Greeley.
we put stuff in there, you know, we kind of had it for, you know, we just put some stuff. You know, I was too small to remember all of that stuff, see. But I know I always put some extra stuff in the halfway house, and if I needed something, I'd go in there and I'd find it there somewhere. You know, just anything we'd put in there. But, yeah, I heard it was a halfway house, so that... These are the... See, I haven't been in that house for years.
So you're going to hold up and show the one that's...
Yeah, see, that's... These cupboards and stuff, see, they...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then this one here, tilt the camera. Okay. That's the living room or where you'd
Well,
sit and play
that's-
cards?
Well, that's the living room there. I'm pretty sure it is. I know I don't think it's the bedroom. Well, you know, I have to go through this book by page by page. I used to go down there and watch football with my dad and brother. You know, on the
Bronco
weekend.
Sunday or?
Yeah, you know, in baseball games and stuff, they were all into baseball, so. And then, I don't know, the kitchen. Yeah, see, I remember this. See, that even changed a little, the kitchen. They must have done a little remodeling in this house.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember.
Let's hold up a picture.
I don't know what you. Just a minute.
There, we got it.
Just a minute.
So we'll hold it that way. You can look on one side and camera can look at the other.
Okay. Yeah. That's got a cedar closet in it.
Okay.
I didn't know that. Well, in fact, I think I remember there was a cedar closet somewhere in there.
Did
You
you
know,
ever live in the house?
I never did live in the house, no.
Okay.
Because I always lived in the other one, see.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when me and Sharon first got married, we lived on the Kiger farm. And that's where we lived for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And because we were farming that too. And
That's where the Kiger Reservoir is now that they dug out on County Road 13.
Yeah, that place looks so much different. But then, and anyway, we used to make German sausage there in this house.
Uh-huh.
My dad, we'd take a steer down to Yauk and we'd have it butchered, and then we'd have so much pork and so much beef and stuff, and we made German sausage in there. And my dad, there's no recipe for that. He just adds a little bit this and that, and then you taste it. Pretty soon you got it, and it's real good. But I remember making a lot of German sausage in that house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I was trying to think. So, how far did that farm go? Did it go to 2-3? What's Main Street now, or did it go where King Supers? What was where King Supers was? Did you farm the ground where King Supers is presently?
Yeah. That went further. See, that went down to past Honey's down here. It goes way down here, that farm. See, and at that time, there was no highway and no road.
There was no road.
See, and that was one farm.
One farm.
Yeah, see, that was there, and it went clear up there. It's a pretty big farm. And then when the highway came in, well, then it split it, But it was still, yeah.
The highway came in the end of 50s, at the 50s?
Yeah, I got it down where it came in at. I think they seen the ribbon cutting already. Did you see the ribbon cutting?
No.
Picture? I've got that.
Yeah. But there was a tornado that came through Windsor that you were telling me about in 57?
Well,
or because people only think the tornado hit in 2008, but what did it do to the farm there?
well, where I lived, it blew the roof off the chicken house, and it had like a 2x4. It went right in the corner of my house. It just went right in there about that far, into that house. Yeah, and the horse trailer, it was out in the field, so I had to go get it, and it was kind of a mess, just a mess all over. But the house was okay. We were in that thing, I heard it coming, so we got underneath the table. And the only thing, we missed the cat, because, but that road, it sounded like a freight train was coming right by the house. And I was looking out the window, and it was raining and blowing, and you couldn't see nothing. And I seen this black and white cat just went up in the air like that. And we never did see that cat no more.
Oh.
But we had several cats,
Yeah.
But I remember looking out the window and seeing that.
Well, from tornadoes to blizzards to...
Well, see, that house up there, when my folks lived there, and we were living down by Geiger, lightning hit that house, and it went down through the stove in the kitchen, and my mom had her elbows there, and she got to the floor. She fell down on the floor.
The shock.
Got shocked. Yeah, we all came in, out of the field, because then we really had a lightning storm, and that's what happened.
Wow.
Yeah, so she was pretty lucky. Yeah.
Well, we're very fortunate and lucky, if you say that I can get that you're still alive to see the restoration of this
I know
farm.
it. I'm sure glad, I'd like that, I don't know. I don't know. I might try to buy an old tractor or something to put out there.
Oh.
Maybe.
Yeah. Come out.
I don't know if they, some old stuff.
Yeah, because people take for granted the way the farm equipment is now.
Yeah, it's not, I thought maybe I'd do that if I could find something. I thought I'd do that.
Well, of all the things we've talked about, is there anything else that you'd want to share or tell us, or any advice you'd give us young folks? Well, not so young.
I don't know. Sometimes, you'd be sitting somewhere and you think of something. But I lived out there all my life too, darn near. Out there on that farm. Yeah.
Well, when people drive down 392, they're driving on the old Dickey ground.
Yeah, it's right on both sides of the road.
Yeah, driving down there.
Yeah. That's
And
right.
the changes that we've seen, we should
Yeah.
never take for granted.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
all right.
So-
Well, thank you for your time.
You betcha.